So I'm going to prove how magnet of nursing, the magnet shared governance, all that, it was brought in decades and decades ago, just like socialists do, to use nursing to overtake the government, to be an entity of it, just like the education system is. And the shared governance model, the term shared governance goes back to Marxist and Leninism. Yeah, like Karl Marx, communism. So I'm going to show you. This is how dedicated. So just think Bill Ayers, but nurses. I mean, I know it's sick. It's a sick mindset. It really is, because you can't wrap your head around why anybody would want that system. There's many people that get pulled in. I don't know why, after so many decades and decades of the history, that young people get pulled in by the socialist ideas. But really what they don't get is your socialist people, they're working with the very capitalists that they complain about. They are. Because like we're not operating right now under a capitalist system. It's a crony capitalism. It's a corrupted capital. But the truly free, uncorrupted, free capitalist system is the best for everyone. Socialists love to get in bed with those guys, the big wealthy people, because then they can push their agenda. And then they could say, look at what your employers are doing to you. Look at how bad they're treating you. Look at what the rich is doing to you. All the while they're in with the rich, because they can get more, they help them get more control over you. So socialists have been around forever, obviously. The only places it's ever, and it's very rare, like maybe one or two countries, but it's like tiny countries, like the size of a state or half a state. Socialism can work long term. Otherwise, it goes to communism. It may be slowly implemented into communism, but that's where it goes. But as far as how it came into nursing under magnet of nursing in the 80s. Before that, it came in through the education system. The Association of Governing Boards of Universities and Colleges, the American Council on Education, and the AAUP jointly formulated a statement on shared governance in 1920. This statement emphasized the joint responsibility of faculty, administrators, and governing boards to govern colleges and universities. And then it goes on to say here that the American Association of University of Professors played a significant role, of course they did, in the shaping concept of shared governance. In 1920, the AAUP published its first statement on faculty participation in institutional governance, emphasizing faculty involvement in personal decisions, selection of administrators, budgeting, and determination of educational policies. So the whole idea is that, socialism is going to give you more independence. No, it's destroyed. It's destroyed all leadership. And that's why I said socialism destroys so that communism can come in. Because once you destroy all levels of leadership, which is what the socialist model in nursing has done, even though I realize there's probably people that work at all of the associations at lower levels that don't realize it, maybe even some at some upper levels that don't stop and think. But the fact is that when you see that, like, 50 years ago, nurse managers had control over their units. They had a say, like the hospital administrators couldn't override them on certain things. They couldn't. And now you see they have no power at all. It's like, why even call them a manager? Really, they don't have any power. That's what socialism does. While it tells you, we're doing this all together in a shared model, so that, you're working together. Yeah, it ends up destroying leadership levels, and then all you have that's your dictators, American Nurses Association, or your hospital at the CEO administrators. That's what nursing shared governance gets you, nurses. And as it says here, while socialism's influence on shared governance is evident, It's essential to note that modern shared governance models often blend elements from various ideologies, including liberalism, anarchism, communitarianism. Nevertheless, the socialist emphasis on collective ownership, democratic decision-making, and social equality remains a significant foundation for many shared governance initiatives. So it is just a way to bring in, it's just a way to overthrow America. Now, many nurses would say, there's no way that the top of nursing, I'm not saying your leadership, I'm saying that maybe not all of the people working in the nursing associations, but their leaders at the very top, they're either stupid or they put there for a reason. They know who they are. Just think Bill Ayers. That's what these are. Bill Ayers was, and his wife Bernadine Dorn, after blowing up buildings in the 60s, and they're outright communists. The socialists just hide. They know they're communists. Because there's no way these educated people don't know the history of socialism, okay? It's the younger people they pull into because they know where they're taking it. Socialism is never, ever a system that builds up. It really isn't. Its history is 99% it destroys everything so communism can come in. But Bill Ayers, Bernadine Dorn in the 60s blew up buildings. Bill Ayers was, Obama's buddy. They both went on to get university jobs. Bernadine Dorn, so they can push that ideology. She got on at Northwestern as a professor, and then Bill Ayers retired from University of Illinois, Chicago as a professor. They blew up buildings in the 60s. Bernadine Dorn spent a small amount of time in jail. So that's what they know what they're here. They're not about America. They can't stand the Constitution. And there's many of these people at the top of nursing, they will step all over you to destroy the Constitution of the United States because they're sick-minded. It is. Socialism and communism is a sick mindset. I'm not saying that every kid that's been pulled into it is sick. But the people that know what they're going along with, it has to be a sick mindset because it's even their own destruction is what they're doing. So it's sick. Marxists, Leninists, and most socialist states have been established by political parties adhering to Marxism, Leninism, or some national variation thereof, such as Mao in China, Stalin, all of these, these are communists. A state, whether socialist or not, is opposed the most by anarchists who reject the idea that the state can be used to establish a socialist society due to its hierarchical and arguably coercive nature, considering a socialist state or state socialism as an oxymoron. The concept of a socialist state is also considered unnecessary or counterproductive and rejected by some classical libertarian and orthodox Marxists. All of it, it's just socialism is a destructive model. You run out of other people's money. You run out of all you do is create resource. Everybody has to have this. Putting everybody on the same system, nobody has a chance to change anything. So it's a very controlled system. It's just the way they pretty it up makes it sound nice to people. In nursing, this is some of the problems with shared governance. Implementing resistance to change, implementing shared governance can be met with resistance from individuals who are accustomed to traditional leadership roles. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with traditional leadership roles. They do this shared governance to destroy leadership levels, as I said. Look at this. What's really amazing, inequitable distribution of power when all they carry on about is making things, everything equal. Yeah, it's never equal with them. Without careful planning, shared governance can lead to unequal distributions of power among stakeholders. Yes, and that's exactly what's happened, which is why ethics, that word shouldn't even be up there, and the magnet model sucks. Because it's destroyed what nursing was when it had ethics and was good. But socialists, in their quest to destroy nations, in their quest to take all countries into communism, they will go to any lengths global issues in nursing, all of this bullshit to overtake America. One step at a time.